have been digging deep a little bit into what the citizens of Lahaina, Maui have experienced, and just the plight of those people. And there doesn't seem to be a lot of, you know, talking about this in mainstream media. And my heart goes out to these people, speaking of beautiful places.
Yes.
And I just wonder what your thoughts were on that and how we can get the word out. The people there are begging for people to know and understand what's happened there.
Yes, I agree. And if I'm just going to be totally blunt with you, I can tell that you're upset about it, and I love that. Because we should, when we see Americans suffering, be really moved by it. And you hope that we haven't become so callous with the endless litany of tragedy that we don't really feel for people on a gut level. I've never been to East Palestine. I've never been to Maui. But you look at those pictures and you're like, man, these are my countrymen, you know, and you're crushed by it. We should be crushed by it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the answer. There are a lot of questions I have about that fire. But my most basic question is, how is this not dominating news coverage? I don't understand that. And it's scary to me that, you know, the people who allocate the trillions every year and who are in charge of the defense budget or whatever are much more interested in what happens in Ukraine than they are in McAllen, Texas or Maui. And I mean, this sort of gets to my core concern about all of it. People are flawed, and human organizations are by definition flawed, and you're always going to have horrible things happen because, as noted, that's the nature of life. People get sick. We all die in the end. There's something inherently sad about life. I get it. I don't expect, none of us should expect an easy ride or a perfect outcome because we're not going to get it. But what we should expect is for someone to care. And I do think that really is part of Trump's power. And any politician like Trump. The one thing about Trump is people who don't have power can feel, and they're right, that Trump doesn't hate them. And like, that makes up for a lot. Because most people with power do hate you, actually. And they hate you, know they hate you because they're indifferent. I'm watching a really close friend go through a divorce right now, which is, everyone's here has seen it. Speaking of tragedy, there's almost nothing worse than that up close when you get it. This is a very close friend, so I'm hearing all the details. And he said to me the other day, it's gotten to the point where we're not yelling at each other, we just don't care. And that's the end stage. That's true hate, when you don't care. It is. It's just, and that is kind of what a lot of suffering Americans are getting from their so-called leaders. Is they don't even care. It doesn't move them at all. It doesn't intersect with their priorities. And I think I think we're setting the stage for something really, really bad. I would rather, last thing I'll say, is I would rather have a leader who was even drunk. I'd put up with that. But who cared? Like, so when you stood up and said, you know what's happened in Maui, and I could hear your voice, Quaver's like, you really care. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know how you prevent it again. But I know that any solution begins with being deeply moved by what just happened. And if you don't have that, you won't have a solution. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Michigan and Aaron Castelia, but most of all, thank you was amazing.
Keep doing it.
Thank you.
We love you,
See
Tucker.
guys.
We love you. See you later, man.
Thanks for having me. See ya.